Welcome to today's explainer, where I am stepping firmly into the role of your expert academic mentor. Look, if you're a focused learner trying to optimize your workflow and completely transform how you approach your education, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're cracking open the 2026 student guide on how to study up to 10 times faster using artificial intelligence. We aren't just looking at random tools here. We're building a complete, frictionless system for your academic success. Okay, let's dive into this. Think of this agenda as your ultimate syllabus for reducing academic stress. We'll start with the new study mindset, build a daily note-taking routine, tackle smarter research and writing, look at test prep and flashcards, and wrap up with the rules for AI studying. Kicking things off with Section 1, the new study mindset. Now, before we touch a single piece of software, we need to completely rewire how we think about studying. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. Using AI as a passive replacement, like just reading what a chatbot spits out, is setting yourself up for failure. Instead, you've got to treat AI as a thinking partner. That means using these tools for active revision. Let the technology do the heavy lifting of organizing and summarizing the material, so your brain can focus entirely on understanding and recalling it. AI is your partner, absolutely not your proxy. I really love this quote directly from our source material. The key to studying 10x faster isn't about letting AI do the work, but using it to eliminate friction in your study process. I want you to think of this explainer as your guide to building a frictionless assembly line for knowledge. We're getting rid of the bottlenecks, like frantic typing or digging around for lost sources, so you can actually just learn. Moving on to Section 2, your daily note-taking routine. Let's walk through your day chronologically, starting right in the lecture hall. Here is the exact 3-step workflow to capture knowledge with literally 0 leaks. Step 1. You sit down in class, open Otter.ai, and just let it record and transcribe the live lecture. Step 2. After class, grab that transcription and drop it into Notion AI. Notion acts as your central academic dashboard to instantly generate a clean summary and your action items. Then, Step 3. You take those pristine notes and upload them into Google's NotebookLM. It basically becomes your personal AI research assistant, trained exclusively on your professor's lecture, ready to generate customized study guides. This brings us to a massive paradigm shift. Stop frantic live note-taking and start actively listening. By using a transcription tool like Otter.ai, you completely remove the anxiety of missing some crucial point your professor makes. You can actually sit back, make eye contact, absorb the concepts, and know for sure that every single word is being captured and organized for you automatically. Which brings us to Section 3, smarter research and writing. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we match the specific tool to the specific job. So, the lecture's over, you're back at the dorm, and it's time to tackle those assignments. If you need real-time, sourced answers and quick fact-finding, you use Perplexity. It gives you an overview with the actual citations attached. If your goal is academic discovery, meaning you need to synthesize dense peer-reviewed scientific papers, you turn to Elicit or Consensus. And if you're doing deep reading, document analysis, and trying to refine really complex arguments, Claude is absolutely your best thinking partner. Pick the right tool for the job. And once that research is done, these are your essential assistants for the actual drafting process. Grammarly remains unmatched for dialing in your tone, spelling, and clarity. If you're wrestling with really dense, clunky sentences, Quillbot is a fantastic tool for paraphrasing and making things flow better. And for all my STEM students out there, Wolfram Alpha is literally your go-to computational engine to solve complex equations and verify your math. All right, Section 4, test prep and flashcards. This right here is the climax of your academic success. This is where we take the notes we captured earlier and actively prepare for the exam. As your mentor, I need you to internalize this concept of active revision. It's the process of asking AI to generate flashcards, quizzes, or summaries from your own notes to test your memory retention. Look, simply rereading your textbook or highlighting notes is a passive, completely outdated study method that tricks your brain into thinking it knows the material. We literally have to test the brain to train the brain. So the crucial point is this flashcard creation loop. Step 1, take that custom study guide you generated earlier in NotebookLM and upload it. Step 2, use the built-in AI tools on platforms like Quizlet or Remnote to instantly auto-generate a massive deck of flashcards based entirely on your professor's material. And Step 3, sit down and practice active recall. Now, you might be wondering which platform you should actually use for Step 2. If you want interactive test prep and you just need to quickly memorize facts, Quizlet is incredibly intuitive and AI-powered. But if you are a medical student, a law student, or you're taking heavily memory-intensive courses, RemNote is an absolute game changer. It has built-in spaced repetition algorithms that perfectly schedule exactly when you see a flashcard based on how well you actually remember it. I cannot emphasize this core mentor principle enough. Tools like NotebookLM and RemNote are most effective when working with your actual course content. Never ever rely on generic AI knowledge for an exam. Your professor isn't testing you on what the internet happens to know. They're testing you on the specific syllabus, textbook, and lectures that they provided, so always upload your own source material. Finally, Section 5, Rules for AI Studying. Let's move to and see how this builds our academic guardrails. Having this much power at your fingertips requires a real system of rules. So here are the mentor's rules for 2026. First, as we've hammered home, support your thinking, don't replace it. Second, always verify important facts. Hallucinations definitely still happen. Third, lean heavily on source-based systems like Perplexity so you can actually check the citations. And fourth, constantly strive to turn passive reading into active revision. Which leads us to the most frequently asked question, the total elephant in the room. Is it actually okay to use AI for homework? Well, here is my practical advice to protect your academic record. You absolutely must check your institution's specific policy. Generally speaking, across higher education right now, AI is widely permitted and honestly even encouraged for brainstorming, outlining, and editing your work. But taking an AI-generated essay and turning it in as your own, that is an academic integrity violation almost everywhere. Use it to build the scaffolding, but you have to build the house.
10. That is the magic number. That's the speed multiplier we are aiming for here. Studying 10 times faster doesn't mean skipping the learning part. It means we've completely eliminated the friction from the process. Faster note-taking, quicker revision, and highly targeted research.
Which leaves us with one final, incredibly exciting thought to close out today's explainer. If this AI workflow eliminates all that friction of studying and literally frees up hours of your schedule every single week, what are you going to do with the time you get back? Whether it's picking up a new hobby, actually sleeping 8 hours a night, or applying for internships, the time is yours again. Go implement these tools, take control of your academic